Sunny here, owner of Kaisen Sushi, and it's time to start posting some Sunny lore instead of just talking about it on TikTok Live. So, this is going to be the first part of many in a series where I just tell you about some of the wild shit that I've done or experienced in my life. And we'll start with May 16, 2013. So, I'm 37 years old now, but on May 16, 2013, if I remember correctly, I was 23 years old. On May 15, 2013, I was on my way back from Las Vegas after getting lost. I couldn't even get home correctly because I was so tired and delusional. Because on that day, I had been awake for a solid 4 or 5 days on crystal meth. And I was returning from a trip from Vegas after my friend and dealer, Brady, asked me to bring him a big bag of tweak so that he could sell some and smoke a bunch while he was hanging out in Vegas. So, of course, I said absolutely. So, I get back from Vegas, and late in the afternoon, my mother asked me for a simple request. She asked me to take a piece of take a piece of mail to the post office and get it certified. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So I was so out of my mind by that point in my drug use and alcoholism that I thought my mom was talking to me in code, and that me taking this piece of mail to the post office was her way of getting me into witness protection, because I was super paranoid about a bunch of dudes that I was barely involved with when I was in my drug using days. So I break open that piece of mail, which wasn't for me. It was some random title document or something like that, because my mom was a real estate broker and she still is. I find a random phone number on the letter that my mom, was sending out, and I call the number. And some really sweet woman answers the phone. I think it was, I don't know who it was. She answers the phone and I say, hello. And she said, yes. And I said, this is Sunny. This is Kim's son. And I have a piece of mail to take to the post office to get it certified. And she's like, oh my God, okay, great. Yeah, just take it to the post office, get it certified, and that's it. Thank you so much. And I was like, okay. And I hung up. And then I think I went to the post office, handled that, and then actually, no, I didn't. I drove straight to my mom's office. It was a home office, and upstairs I was crashing at the time for like a couple years. Her home office was this really nice condo in Irvine. And I go to my mom, who's sitting at her desk, and I say, Mom, thank you so much for getting me into witness protection. Can I have a couple $100 in case the U.S. Marshals don't feed me on the way to my new safe house? And she was like, what the fuck? And less than an hour later, with the help of my mother and my Aunt Annie, there was a rehab interventionist in my living room. And I was so freaking out of my mind. All I was worried about was getting the Mexican gangbangers off my back so that they didn't have an opportunity to kill me. And this guy who worked at the rehab said the right stuff. And instead of getting me into rehab, he framed it so that he's like, hey, Sonny, you got all this heat on you. You got these Mexican gangbangers you're talking about. How about you come to this secret detox house where you can get some sleep and no one will know where you are. You'll be safe there. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll go. And that was on the evening of May 15, 2016. And so, not by any planning of my own, my sobriety date turned out to be May 16, 2013, the next day. And I've been sober ever since. And yeah, that's that. Um, I will say though that I think the only reason that I've been able to accomplish relatively so much in relatively so little time over the last few years is because I'm sober. I don't have to deal with the hangovers. I don't have to deal with withdrawals. Um, I used to withdraw a lot from benzos. I don't have to deal with never having money because I'm always in drug debt. I didn't have to worry about, yeah, I show up to things on time. I get things done. I don't stay awake for days or weeks at a time. And life is a lot different today, thanks to Alcoholics Anonymous and my sobriety. And so yeah, there's actually a lot of sober chefs out there, and I one thing that blows my mind in the industry is how people just grind in the food business and get wasted at night and then show up to work the next day. Like, I don't know how they do it. Those people are gnarlier than me. Those are real badasses. I don't want to live that life, but the fact that they can do that and still show up to work just absolutely blows my mind. I don't know. I'm not capable of that. I can only do what I do because I am sober, and I'm very grateful for that. So there's my first story of sunny lore. Have a good night.